To me?
Not to you, to everyone else. You I'd never lie to.
Okay.
All you viewers,
Gonna have to say, we might have to. Malphite and Jace, two bans. The Malphite banned against Mega Zero. It's interesting that they would ban that over banning his Renekton, because usually he would play a Malphite when his Renekton is banned. But now they're saying we're actually more scared of that hard engage. So many teams have had problems in the late game, like we see. If they don't have that go-to point-click hard engage, then they don't really know how to finish it off. So interesting ban.
they could pull a curse and first pick it. Nope, it's going to be first pick Thresh. Don't even mind me.
That's always a good pick, though.
That does work pretty well.
I really enjoy that support. There's so many more things that he adds to the game. The Soul Collection, for one, going with a very offensive lane, you get a huge advantage because you can, if you collect so many souls, you get really tanky. Plus, he gets all that free AP, and there's always the threat of the hooks as well as lantern ganks. As a jungler, you're always really happy when you have a Thresh on your team because it adds so many more possibilities to ganking a lane.
That will be pretty good. We'll see if that ends up panning out here. For Marn, I want to see him grab Leona so they can both fight over Soul. Of course. The exaggerated facepalm. GG on the blue side. There we go. Marn. Oh, come on, Leona. It was such a good joke. No, Lulu looks like to be Heartbeat's supportive choice here with 10 seconds left to choose their other champion.
Yeah, and actually, Heartbeat has surprised me as a fairly new support player. I mean, he played a lot of other roles, so he's obviously a flexible player. But he really has taken to the support role very quickly. His Janna play was exemplary, and his Lulu play was very strong as well.
All right, and we do have, of course, one of the most brutal push lanes overall as well.
Yes.
So that'll be a fun one. Now, it's Good Game University's time to make some choices. The bans actually look pretty similar to Curse's bans against Marn overall. Though, you're right, it is surprising we've not seen Renekton on either side yet.
And I have to say, I think GGU are actually a little relieved to see no Vayne pick there. Because Nian Tanso, he really pretty much put the whole team on his back last time he had Vayne and carried what looked like a losing game into a victory for them.
Yeah.
So even though it's always annoying to see that push lane of a Caitlyn Lulu because they can shove so quickly, and it means your towers are going to take damage no matter what.
Yeah.
At least they don't have to worry about that Vayne farming up and coming in with the Bloodthirster to wreck the entire team fight.
Well, the second time we've seen a tentative Syndra pickup now. We saw that before he actually locked in Lux when they played against Curse earlier on. Lux, for what it's worth, didn't work out too well against them. That was a pretty one-sided game. And here we're just trying to see what else they're going for. Of course, we are seeing Twitch once again here. Second time in a row here for Good Game University.
And they took away that Nasus I was talking about that Claky was using last time. So he's going to have to man up and choose a champion that's going to have an early effect, I think. Because that's really Claky's style. He shied away from it from all those times where he tried to pull a gank and then got caught out because he was staying on a ward. Nocturne, actually, that'll be good for him because you get hit level 6, that's a guaranteed gank. You can gank from behind the lane. They can't see you. You're going to come in flying in hot.
All right, it will match me picking his, I guess his and Cutie Pot. I just realized Heimer Mechanics is a pun in itself.
If they use that right skin.
I just got that now. I'm ashamed of myself. But they're looking, I mean, there's good synergy with Blitzcrank as well. But anyway, so I guess we have seen Blitzcrank top from SOAS, but look at the last two picks right here. They need themselves, I'm guessing, a mid laner and a top laner.
Daydreamin does love hooks.
Yeah.
So if he didn't have Thresh already, then he could lock in that Blitzcrank. But it looks like it will be the top lane Kha'Zix, like we saw Voidboy just pull off last game.
All right, we'll see how that pans out. Actually, went really well for Voidboy, of course. You saw overall. They did win that game. Heart being a man after my own heart, but stop toying with me. I don't think it's going to be a counter lane here in this way, but they are looking for their top laner here to fight up against pretty obvious Kha'Zix.
Teemo actually is pretty good at kiting people.
Sure.
I'm sure you could go on for days about the pros of picking Teemo.
Yeah.
But now they're hovering over Riven, which Mega Zero also known for.
Yeah.
He's right up there with the Renekton for Mega Zero. It's a very aggressive toe-to-toe AD brawler champion.
I mean, and they've got basically Irelia and Akali, the other two champions that I kind of think of most when I think Mega Zero. It's still that Riven, but judging by Martin's pick habits, they click one, then wait 30 seconds, then lock in something else.
So it's interesting also, we have the Karthus on Marn. The Karthus and the Nocturne combo is something that TSM just brought back last week, and it was really effective.
Yeah, it was.
But they also had the Shen to go on top of it. So they had an even better combo where Shen would ult on top of Nocturne and come in with 2 people with the ultimate. The thing here is there's a reset on GGU. So if Karthus goes with the strategy of getting into the middle of the team, dying so he can get his AoE off, that's going to be a reset for Zion Spartan. And Zion Spartan will be actually pretty happy to take that because then he can actually chain and continue his leap. So we'll have to see how they actually play that. I don't know if Echo will want to go that kind of suicide mode with Karthus and get right in the middle. He might want to stall off that first death for a little while, or else GGU can get reset.
You know what's interesting about GGU's lineup as well is every single one of them, aside from like Twitch, has a way of like pushing Karthus back and saying, don't get into our team.
Yeah, Lux can just kill you before you even get close. Like Lux is just like, oh, I think I see a champion. That one's dead. Yeah, nobody wants to end up on the bottom because then they're going to have to face some very fearsome challenger teams, which we will see later today.
Let's see where they end up going with this one. So GGU actually all together are running up the top left-hand side through the jungle and actually about to square off against Marn themselves. Only Heartbeat is spreading off to the other side himself. He will happily ward over the wall, I should say. Where is GGU heading? They're actually, everyone on Marn is actually clumped up in one small little group as they're waiting for Heartbeat to rejoin them. GGU about to face Checka Brush. Here we go.
Oh,
and they land the blind hook onto Echo. Oh my gosh, are you serious? But do they not have the damage? Actually, first blood goes for Riven first as they pick up that kill. It's just going to be hectic right now. 4-on-4. Exhaust goes onto Clanky D. They're chasing down. Will they find Master? Will they find the damage they need? The Q comes off from Nocturne. He's still got a haste coming in. The flash comes in from Mega Zero. He starts the Riven spam, but he gets light binding. He has so much damage onto him. He has to run away from this one. The Q comes off Master. He has 1 hit to go, but he can't go for it. The Thresh Hook will not land again. And there we go. Just a 1-for-1 first blood to Marn.
That is the level 1 invade I was talking about from GGU. They have the hook. They went and used it. It was a perfect plan. The only thing is Marn reacted even better. The most important thing in level 1 team fights is not hesitating. Mega Hero just went straight for the offense right there, put out enough damage to grab the first blood barely before GGU were able to answer.
What was funny about that as well is Echo flashed backwards to try to keep himself alive and or buy time. Instead of flashing in saying, screw it, I'm going to die and land lay waste, it did give Marn the first blood, but Echo did not get to contribute much more after that. You can look at the side of your screen though, you can see a lot of summoners burned on both sides as they just start their jungle paths.
And Mega Zero, like we said, he's in this top side. He wants that 1v1. Even though they are a purple side team and we usually see switches from them, Mega Zero always likes to go 1v1. GGU knows this. And so they've actually, as the blue team, switched their AD carry and support up top.
All right, meanwhile, Mega Zero actually getting zoned out from the Tri-Brush by a ward thanks to Daydreamin'. Going to make his way over there now. And this is going to be a difficult lane for Mega overall. Light Binding lands. Actually, sorry, it's just Mega Zero taking more damage. Down below half health. There was a Light Binding in mid lane, but Echo's alive already.
Yeah, so it would have been a very hard lane for Zion Spartan because Mega did get the first blood. And he would come, like Voidboy said, he's got a red pot ticking. He comes with an extra longsword. So Riven could just bully him if they actually did go for the 1v1 matchup. That's probably why GGU switched up. But they could have had this strategy all along, as everyone knows that 2v1s are Mega Zero's greatest weakness.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of true, really, is that you can always expect Marn to never lane swap on Red's side. And I've seen overall a lot of games of teams that mind game their lane swaps. We see it every once in a while where they expect to swap so they don't do it until they screw the opponents over. It's a really fun thing to see when people start mind gaming each other on lanes.
You don't want to do the same thing over and over because it makes you predictable and it makes other teams, it makes it really easy for them to research you and come up with a counter plan like this.
All right, well, let's see what ends up happening here. We've got pretty equal matchups so far, I should say. So we look at the AD carries, 18-17, 18-18 now. Mid lane, 14-14. The 13-13 across the jungle. The only real difference here is Mega Zero in a bit of a worse spot in his top lane. Otherwise, it's almost identical across the lanes.
Another thing they gained from doing this lane swap is that Mega Zero popped his Fortitude Elixir in that level 1 to gain the first blood, and it's just going to tick out now, and that's going to be 250 gold that did not come to much use because he's being pressured so hard by a 2v1 lane.
Yeah, whereas he could have fought Zion Spartan much harder. So you can see Neon Tanso and Heartbeat pushing on this bottom lane. That turret is now below half health. There's some good push there. Mega Zero is taking damage, but he is actually not going to lose his turret, at least as quickly right now. So that is one thing you're going to see differently. Turret pressure versus champion pressure.
Nasus is amazing at wave clear. He's a really good jungler to come out and clear those waves with his Spirit Fire, but Nocturne is actually really strong as well. His Dustspringer is AoE, and then he gets his one AoE auto attack off, and that can just devastate the back line of the minions. Here we go, on to Niantanso.
They're fighting a lot of damage there. The Wither is down on a Heartbeat. This is not good for him whatsoever. He tries to flash away. Ignite is on, and Zion Spartan finds a kill for nothing. Niantanso forced to flash away as well. Big win for GGU.
Yes, good answer right there. They also got both flashes off the bottom lane, so he can return back to that bottom lane.
That could be brutal overall. You now see Zion and Nintendo just shoving that wave out, but they're actually going for a counter gank up at the top-hand side of the map. There is a stun on a Mashpee. They find so much burst damage. He's popped the barrier, but it's not going to be enough. And there we go. They're going to move in on Daydream, and now nope, Death Sentence will stop AD from going back in, but a 1-for-1, they keep trading AD carries.
Marn able to answer back the exact same play on the flip side of the map. We're seeing symmetry in motion right now.
Symmetry in motion, indeed. And here we go, Nintendo going for a bit of a steal there, stealing away the wolves. That's going to be nice for him.
I don't think they would want to dive a Karthus there. Even Nintendo with his aggressive style, pre-level 6 Nasus, not going to want to go on that. Echo, we have to say he's about to hit level 6, but his mana is very low. Usually you have to worry about that early Karthus ultimate. The first one can catch you off guard. But if Jintei can continue to shove him and force him to use all his mana like this, then they can actually call out the Requiem when he recalls back to base. It looks like Jintei is actually going to be the first one going back.
Alrighty, so let's see what ends up happening with these lanes. We've got Zion Spartan with a tier versus Megazero with a Brutalizer, of course. And though his lane has sucked so far, 2 kills gives him a heck of a lot of gold. And you actually see the junglers trading their items around as well. Clicky D with Bad Rids and Nintendo with a Spirit Stone.
And Zion has had to pop his red elixir as well, defensive, or actually to try and get that kill, where they took down Heartbeat.
Yeah.
So that's going to be ticking down right now. It is actually going to help him a little bit though, because those void spikes do get extra damage for every extra point in AD that you do have.
Alrighty, so here we go. GGU again with a minion wave towards that top turret. No one is around to counter gank, so Mashpee is looking for some free damage here. Megazero is level 5. We'll see if he can stop this minion wave much. He does go for some pressure. Actually does chunk down that minion wave quite nicely. So he's wave clearing pretty well, keeping his turret alive. Of course, Zion Spartan with his W evolve is doing the exact same thing, but his turret is very, very low. And we see
Claky, he hit level 6. He's immediately going for a gank. I like that. You want to use your paranoia whenever it's up. He wants to go with Megazero too, and it's going to be a 3 versus 2.
And the Karthus ult goes off. Where's the damage going to be? Daydream puts the shield down. Where's it all going to go? Don't Mashpee is stealth right now, but they find him anyway. It looks like that is timed out by this point. The blue turret goes down to the bottom lane. They do find the kill onto the Twitch. They've squelched the rat, and Marn will walk away with, I guess, kind of a 2.5 versus 3 with a win.
Yeah, there's the 3 versus 2, but that Karthus ulti I was talking about coming in at the perfect time. He had already gone back to buy. He also got mana. Now Jintei dodging some Skittles on his own, and Zion Spartan actually going to have to go back from this bottom turret. Heartbeat and Niantanso going to continue to push.
And Karthus actually bullying his lane, surprisingly enough. Landed a wall of pain, landed a lot of damage in that Lux overall, and Jintei is the one being forced into a little bit of a worse situation. Heartbeat's actually starting on a red steal right now, and he's just like soloing it ever so slowly. That poor little Yordle's losing to a lizard camp, honestly. I know I said Lulu can jungle in the spotlight, but this is not what I meant, Heartbeat.
Niantanso going to come back in. He's going to take that red buff away for himself, just as Nintendo gets into the bush. Don't fail this net, because that could be your life. Okay, that was dangerous. He actually got it over. I myself have failed that exact same net, so...
That was like the most nerve-wracking one as well. Like, he can see Nasus, he knows his flash is down, he's got no mana to put anything else down, not even a Yordle trap.
Get right next to that wall, because it's the perfect width for you to be able to mess it up. If you don't get right next to it,
turn off
you'll look
Smartcast.
silly.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to... He didn't even have a flash either, so he would have died.
Exactly.
Given the red buff back. Nintendo going to give over this blue buff to Jintei, though. That is so important on Lux. If he can actually snipe out Echo...
Oh! Clicky D's monster passive stole it away.
It was, He also has red buff, so it might have been...
stopped attacking. It was definitely the passive.
Oh, no. You always hate that. The 6 true damage. It's such a good mastery, but it actually affords a little problem for mid laners there if they aren't able to get that last hit. Niantanso now switching to middle with that red buff. Jintei going to be under some pressure here.
All right, let's see what ends up happening with this one. Of course, Tier and Catalyst both done for Echo, so I don't think Mannion is a big concern for him right now, more the cooldowns. Megazero goes in for a fight against Zion Spartan, does not land anything really at all, and Zion has done some free damage here. Meanwhile, Mashmi is going to be heads up in a 2v2. No, I take that back, 2v1. They've sent Karthus to the bottom lane to deal with him. And
Mega Zero uses his ultimate going on Zion.
He's finding a lot of damage. The stealth comes off from Zion. He's trying to walk away. The ult comes off as well, still burning him down. The ignite might not be enough. Last tick won't be. 50 health left on him. Zion gets out, but Mega, of course, is winning the lane.
Yeah, Mega doesn't go with repeat fort pots, but he did go with 2 more Doran's blades on top of his brutalizer. So it's still an early game build, and it's just that he does get to keep those. He'll have the extra damage for a bit longer. Shoving in on that top turret, Nintendo forced to go top and clear it.
All right, that's going to be Nintendo picking up some farm. This is actually the one thing that I see Nintendo have as like his biggest weakness is he deprioritizes farm so much. He's like the anti-Saint Vicious that I tend to see him get behind in most games I see. But if he's holding up lanes, he actually does really well in farm. It's interesting to see.
Well, Clicky has also gone with the very early Wriggles. That's going to pay off. It's sort of like a gold for 5 in the aspect that you get free wards. It also gives him lifesteal though, so he has good sustain in the jungle. They're going for this dragon. Can Lux steal it?
No.
Good answer.
The answer is no.
Nintendo
finds some damage. Mega Zero actually almost immune to slows at this point because he is Riven, of course. Yeah, Jintae's ult was down as part of the wave clear in mid lane earlier, and of course a good smite coming out from Claky D. And so we can see that Marn here at 10 minutes in are up 3-2 in kills, and they're up actually 3,000 gold right now because they've got a turret and a dragon in their favor as well.
Looks like the viewers had a good feeling about this game. 75% of them did favor Marn, and they're currently winning. But GGU, like I said, late game, they've got that Twitch in the back pocket. They have Kha'Zix who can get resets. Even though Karthus is a beast, if he does go down early, that just means Zion's going to be able to reset. And then we always have the pick potential from a Lux.
Alrighty, well, let's see what happens with this one, of course. Long range power is always nice to have, as is a Thresh. And by the way, Daydreamin now has that chest of gold this time, so we can make the joke.
There we go. Well, we've already done it. We did it too early, so it's not going to happen. I'm just vetoing it right now.
Vetoing it?
If you
that doesn't stop me, you know that.
Okay.
Alright, moving on, though, we do have Nocturne waiting around for a lane gank up top. Almost can't even call it a lane gank with Nocturne, but Mega Zero's wave clearing. He puts on the Q and says, no, we're just going to shove the turret.
They actually can take this down really quickly. There's a lot of AD on both of these champions, and Zion knows that he's in a dangerous spot, doesn't want to contest it. That's going to be another bout of global gold for Team Marn here, just extending their lead.
Yeah, good pickup for them, though. So now 2 turrets to 0, 4,000 gold as a lead. That has grown a little bit in the last few seconds. And this is looking quite nice for Marn, putting themselves in control of their playoff destiny, as it were. Daydream picking up a couple of souls and running his way back forward. Jintae, of course, just pushing out his mid lane. No big issues for him there.
Mega's waiting in this bush up top. Ooh. He's been waiting there for a few minutes.
Zion Spartan running away. All right, moving on. Anyway, we do have that Karthus waiting right at the bottom lane. Mega Zero, of course, is wave clearing top pretty easily. And we're just kind of, we're in this part where these teams are both farming, really. You know, GGU lost a couple of turrets early. Marn found them, and, you know, they made those pressures here, but now they're kind of waiting around looking for openings, and they haven't found any just yet.
Well, what Marn are trying to do is get the pressure on the mid turret by sending their Caitlyn over there. It looks like they actually want to engage here. Here comes the Nocturnal.
They do look for Daydream. Let's see if they can get the damage out. The box is there. The Fear Tether does land. The slow is massive, though, in addition to the exhaust. Mashmi goes in for Echo. Will he find the damage? Exhaust goes off. The passive shouldn't be enough, and it is enough right there. Echo's going to wave clear, farm a couple of minions, but yeah, looks like that gate got completely turned around. Amazingly well played by GGU.
Yeah, good job. What I was saying Marn were trying to do by switching that Caitlyn mid lane was put pressure on this last outer turret that was standing, but Lux had the blue buff, and she was able to wave clear too effectively. Now that's run out, but Mega Zero's the only one left here in GGU territory. Just gonna have to exit.
Well, Neon Tatsu has chugged a Red Elixir himself and is being really pressured in this mid lane right now. Nintendo's spending a lot of time with Jintae to make Neon Tatsu's life miserable, and Mega Zero will run to this mid lane to hold the farm and make sure that turret does not go down. So you're right, they absolutely want to pressure this one out. And his shield, of course, blocks all the auto attack damage from Jintae. He is safe here.
Yeah, that shield from Riven actually scales with AD, so it's perfect on her. That's why you see most Rivens building fairly glass cannon with a lot of attack damage. They can actually scale up that shield very effectively, and he's actually maxing the shield second. Usually we'll see a lot of people go full offense in solo queue when you max the Broken Wings and the Key Burst, but he's gone with that Valor for his second option to max. So his shield even bigger than normal.
All right, well, the red buff, we'll see if Clicky D can steal it this time around. Nope, Neatonso says, I've learned my lesson, and bursts it out with the Q. So a fairly early red buff going to the AD carry. I don't normally see it by like 13.5 minutes, so we'll see if the Neatonso can do something with this.
Yeah, and it's really effective on Caitlyn just because of that very long base attack range. Hopefully, they can get that pressure mid they're looking for. Just that Lux, lands a good combo, doesn't want to, well, he doesn't have the option to finish that off with the full combo and the spark. Lux with a blue buff, one of the most effective wave clears in the game, so it's hard for them to put that pressure. Meanwhile, bottom lane here, GGU gonna get an outer turret for themselves, the first one for them.
And Echo does not even try to defend that whatsoever, so that's going to just be an easy pickup for them. GGU does find their first turret kill of the game, though Marn is firing back in this mid lane right here. The wave clear is available from Lux, dealing some damage to the Neatonso. We'll see if Marn sticks around for this one. Of course, Mega Zero flanking around the backhand side. They could backdoor this right here.
Yeah,
and it looks like they will. So that is a third turret now. And the hardest turret of the game, really, to get that frontal middle turret has been taken out by Marn.
Yeah, that is huge for them. The Dragon is going to come up in another minute, so we'll probably see them buy a couple pinks pretty soon here and try and get the vision control around that. Because GGU are sort of contained now that all of their outer turrets are gone, it's very dangerous for them to extend in those lanes without putting up extra wards of their own.
All right, so let's see what ends up happening with that. And if they can get the vision they need to move on forward. Zion Spartan is up here in the top half. He's going to wave clear out right here. And once again, we're seeing these teams square off pretty equally. A 4,000 gold lead does give Martin the edge right here, just because they're up in dragons and turrets, and maybe a little bit of farm. But as far as kills are concerned, they are both 3 and 3, so pretty close match as far as that's concerned.
So earlier in the day, we saw Lux rushing the Morellonomicon. This time, Jintei has rushed the Athene's Unholy Grail. Usually, you see the Athene's rush when you're up against a magic dealing mid laner because it gives you that magic resist and you're able to spam out your spells much. And if you're up against an AD, then you want to get your cooldown reduction from that Morellonomicon because you don't get as much use from magic resist, obviously.
Oh, and right now it is Good Game University with control over the Dragon area. They do have the very aggressive sight ward into the opposing jungle, as well as the Vision one, making sure that everyone is blind here. But they're actually backing off right now. Looks like they don't even really want a fight. GGU actually loops back around, and Mashmi picks up some farm over on the right-hand side. And it's Marn moving in, putting their own pink ward down.
Yeah, most of the battle here is going to be over Vision. Neither team really wants to tank this Dragon. Marn are just going straight for it, actually. GGU a little bit out of position. They're going to burn it down.
Now the ult comes out from Jintei, but it's not nearly enough. They pick this one up. Now can Martin get away or get a clean fight right here? The ult comes out. They find Nintendo right here, and they go for the dive on in. Where's going to take the most damage? They're going on in danger, even Mashmi and Nintendo. Nintendo's so very low in health. They get the kill on Mashmi, and now it's a heartbeat forced to flash away. Clicky D goes down as well. The backline is just going everywhere right now. Zion Spartan, he goes down to the Neatonso ult before he goes down to Karthus, and they're just trading kills everywhere. 3 down for GGU, 2 down for Martin. And Mega Zero is not done. He still smells blood. And Daydreamin says, if you think you're killing me, you're dreaming because you're getting away with that flay.
We did have a pretty big win for Mon right there, though. They did get the Dragon, and then they also have map control now. So Neatonso is going to be getting free farm, and they also have the timer on the Dragon, plus getting the benefit of a 2-for-3 trade.
And that was absolutely great for Marn overall. You're seeing now 6,000 gold. That definitely got a lot bigger than last time. Echo running towards the mid lane to take farm. And it's interesting to see how this team plays out because you can tell a lot by a team by where they prioritize farm. And Karthus is a guy you expect to have like 700 minions by 12 minutes because it's Karthus and he can do that. But it's actually Neatonso with really all the minion kills here.
It's pretty big for them. I mean, they did send him mid lane right after he took the bottom turret, so they're focusing on getting him that early Infinity Edge. Now they want to add some attack speed on that. Once he has the combo, then he'll be the Caitlyn that everyone fears late game. She scales so well with items because she does have that huge base range. The important factor for Marn, though, is really who can get onto Don't Mash Me. We saw him go down early. They were like, okay, once we get Don't Mash Me down, that's probably going to be a one fight. The thing is, it's going to get harder and harder for them to actually get on him. Clicky D, if it's only Clicky using his ultimate to get onto Don't Mash Me, it'll be kind of difficult because the only damage that can actually get past him will also be Echo's ulti. What the key is going to be is Mega Zero. Where can Mega Zero get in this fight? If GGU are able to shut down Mega and keep him off of Don't Mash Me, then they can actually turn it around and have a completely different outcome to the team fight.
And let's see what ends up happening with that one. We're seeing now Gugum University regrouping toward that mid lane as Zion Spartan was pushing on the right-hand side. Nope, GGU are actually going to recall back from the mid lane. A lot of aggressive wards actually are here for Marn, and they've got control possibly over this blue buff. They're going to go for it, but Nintendude is nearby.
Looks like Don't Match Me going to solo the red at the same time too, and Mega Zero, if he tries to finish this off, Nintendude can just smite it, because the smite is up right now. There's really not a lot of hope for Mega stealing this.
Most top laners can out-smite a jungler because they don't actually have smite, so...
He's going in with his ulti? Excuse me?
Yeah. It's a... Wow. Yes, he really is. He's got the ward because they know it's going to be Lux looking for it.
You just said no top laner can outsmite a jungler?
You can't outsmite it, but you can outwin slash.
There you go.
Don't even front.
Oh, Mega Zero with the win slash indeed.
That was legit. Did you say win slash?
I did.
That was lovely.
Thank you.
Why did I say
that?
You're welcome. Whatever. Moving on. Gugum University in the mid lane. Nintendude goes for that one. And by the way, Nintendude didn't smite because he did it from Fog of War.
Ho, ho, ho.
I'm telling you other reasons why I am right at all times. Moving on. Mashmi is farming in the bottom lane. Yes, he is. That Twitch is trying to scale throughout this game. Both he and the opposing AD carry do have infinity edges. ClayKD just picks up his own red buff here. He's not giving that one away right now. Apparently he thought they might get stolen. Who knows? And Echo is just farming. He is Karthus and he is in the mid lane.
All right, so we have Heartbeat and Daydream fighting over Vision right now. You can see both of them with wards on each other's side. The Oracles, though, definitely going to give him the upper hand. You always have to watch out for the hooks. When you have an Oracle, though, they can use wards to bait. A lot of teams very adept at using that. Daydreaming, though, it's just really going to depend on the vision from Marn. If they're able to see Daydreaming, there's no chance of him landing one of those.
Okay, let's see where they can go right here. It is Marn trying to turn the screws a little bit. They're pushing down in this mid lane right here. GGU trying to wave clear some, but overall, Marn this looks a little bit like Complexity versus Curse from last time, where they're pushing in, they're trying to strangle down, they're looking for turret pressure, but they're not quite finding the openings they need. We'll see if Marn can find something different here in this game. GGU actually pushing out of their base. Marn has kind of got a semicircle surround on them. We'll see the teamfight might start soon.
So they have a pretty good gold lead from Marn, and they have Karthus. So they're feeling pretty stable with their end game. The thing is, we do have to worry about picks. GGU definitely have the advantage in picks. If they're able to catch somebody with a Lux binding, they also have the hooks, and there we go with the hard engage from ClayKD.
They find the fear on the Jintei. He's trying to run away, turns back into the team a little bit, but look at the burst coming out, or not even burst, but just the damage output from Mashmi. He finds one, Luxwell comes by as well. Here comes Karthus. Will he kill everything off? Ntiaso actually cleanses away the burn damage, but they find a 1-for-1. They do kill the bug quite back out. Nintendude just barely survives with 300 health from the Caitlyn ultimate. They fit a 1-for-1, but Marn does not have very much health left. Mashmi is actually stealth. He looks for ClayKD. He finds ClayKD. He actually gets it. Oh, he spell shielded the expunge, and now the flash from Heartbeat. Mega Zero looks for it as well. They do not quite find Daydream and says, Lantern pull, Mashmi is safe.
Oh, please, please, somebody do a slow-mo of that Lantern grab. I could just see Don't Mash Me reaching out with his fingertips, barely touches the Lantern before Mega Zero is able to chop him in half.
It's like the ending of a basketball movie where he's like going for the dunk, like there's 7 guys around him, even though it's a 5-on-5 sport, and just like rolls around the ring for like 30 seconds. Everyone looks up, like shocked expressions everywhere around the world, and then he goes through.
The only way that would have been better is if it was between Zion and Nintendude, and they could play that YouTube clip over again.
Oh my gosh. Here we go, though. Daydream, and he's got a pink eye over his head. Maybe he should get that checked out. Mega Zero and ClayKD running around. Of course, Dragon is back up. Vision Ward is there, and ClayKD will be able to sweep that one.
So many wards from Marn here, all clumped up at that last team fight, but now the important part is Dragon. The Lux Laser available once again. We'll see if Jintei has better luck this time. It's a very powerful tool for steering away that Dragon, because the full combo will do more damage than a Smite will.
Well, GGU is shoving out this mid lane. Mashmi doesn't even have to leave. He can just take a free turret overall, and it's Martin who has to react to him right now, and we'll see what they do for this one. It's going to be them saying, yes, we'll trade mid turret for Dragon right now. They've got a 5-on-4 right now. Mashmi, he's coming across. Dragon is done. Here comes Nintendude. He gets a slow off of a ClayKD, and he comes back with a Lantern.
So they don't even try and go for the steal there. They want to save Jintei's combo if a team fight broke out, because the rest of Marn weren't clumped up around Dragon, and they wouldn't have taken a lot of damage from it. They actually just end up trading your mid turret for your Dragon.
Okay, we'll see if that ends up being the right choice overall. Certainly, it's worth a little bit more gold getting that dragon right there. And we can see now 36.9 to 30.5, so still this 6,500 gold lead is sitting here for Marn. Hasn't budged a whole heck of a lot. But despite that gold lead, they're only up 1 kill. So as far as fights are concerned, GGU have kept up despite a gold deficit the entire game.
Yeah, they have a really good composition. It's just that they're behind so far in gold. Both AD carries on each team have very long range. Both of them have Infinity Edge. It's just that GGU have the Nasus. So they can put a Wither on top of Niantanso and just completely shut down that damage from afar. Like I said before, Claky D, though, using his Paranoia very well, trying to get in onto Don't Mash Me. If Daydreamin is able to defend Don't Mash Me, then that's really going to be the saving grace for GGU.
We'll see what happens. Daydreamin does have an Oracle. He's going to sweep out the Baron Pit once again. That, of course, is a major objective here as we are 25 minutes into this game. Well, 24 and a half, close enough. Megazero just shoving out and just wave clearing this top lane right there. Echo once again grabbing blue buff. He's had those, aside from the one steal, for most of the game, really. Jintei, of course, doing the same. Looks like there's no Megazero around to steal this one away. No, maybe it's Nintendo's turn to have his passive trigger. Nope, that's going to go to Jintei just fine. And we can see the teams once again trying to square off on the map. No big Dragon Steals have happened. No big, major moves have really happened in this game so far. They're steadily pushing on both sides.
So now that we do have a blue buff on the Lux, we'll definitely be looking out for any stray light bindings landing, because if he's able to get one of those onto either Niantanso or Heartbeat, even Claky D would actually, or even Megazero would actually be pretty beneficial to land on, because if they're able to chunk down Megazero before the team fight starts, then he's gonna have to think twice about getting right into the middle. They only have a Lulu ultimate really and a Lulu shield to let him stay in the middle of things.
Okay, let's see what ends up happening with that. Let's see, Megazero lurking around. Of course, he's basically on top of a ward right there. Marn are fully spotted as they move around this barren area. The Oracles is there on Heartbeat. Looks like he will not get hooked just yet. He's actually, ooh, that was close. He actually ran away blind. He killed the ward just in time, so he was safe there overall. And we can see here that, all right.
Yeah, that's an interesting
up on the Baron. Okay, here we go. So Baron taking a whole bunch of damage. There it is. Martin starting this one out, but the rest of the team is coming in from behind, trying to stop them out. Will they stop them in time? It's still lower and lower in health. Here comes the battle. They find Daydreamin. The box is off. It's Heartbeat looking for some damage as he gets kind of shut out right there. Daydreamin is trying to run away. Both supports are dead, but here comes Zion Spartan. Will he find enough kills? Hopping around, hopping around. A whole bunch of people are dead. Double kill coming out there as well for Jintei, and everyone is just barely surviving through the Karthus. Oh, an ace, a full ace for GGU.
GGU went in at the perfect time right there. I have to give credit to Daydreamin. He went right in there. The Baron was so close to being burned down. Karthus does ridiculous single target damage. Marn definitely paid for that decision. They're all grouped up in the Baron pit. That allowed GGU to really shine with that team comp. They were able to protect Don't Mash Me. Jintei actually used the laser to try and steal Baron if it was low or not. They didn't have good vision on it. But yeah, that was exactly what they were waiting for. GGU are so happy right now because their fate has completely turned around.
Okay, let's see now what happens in this game, because suddenly, though they're down 2,000 gold, you're absolutely right. Their fate has turned around. It's twisted on itself, and they're looking really strong right here. Zion Spartan, once again, just wave clearing. We're seeing these top laner Kazakhs just run to the side lanes and take that free farm and scale throughout that game. You see his build at the bottom of your screen. Manamune, almost into Muramon at this point. Last Whisper there, starting on a Bloodthirster as well. He's getting scary, and you've seen him be scary time and time again in these fights. But to me, the man of the match right now has got to be Jintei on Lux. 3-0 and 5. He's holding up well, and he's making things happen in these fights.
Yeah, after that team fight, he's able to complete a death cap. So that really makes any snare that he grabs a really, really, really scary. Lulu might even be forced to ultimate if Niantanso does get caught by a light binding, because he could 100% to zero him right now. Their fate, like we just said, oh my goodness, they're going to shove down this middle. Don't Mash Me also has his combo now, the Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer, so their power just went through the roof. They're feeling much, much better right now, and that 25% to 75% here, not looking quite so good.
Yeah, suddenly those numbers have changed around quite a bit, and it's Zion Spartan killing another turret. No one is answering him on the right-hand side of the map whatsoever. It's Marn clustering underneath this mid-turret, trying to hold off. It's Megazero now finding Zion Spartan on the right-hand side. Not too much there. The mid lane, again, the pressure is there. Look at the damage coming out from the AD carry, and Marn doesn't want to fight against a Baron buff, so they're letting them have this, just putting out some poke. Death Sentence does not quite land, and now they might come in. Look at the damage there on Echo, and they're going to dive into this one. They're going to find a lot of damage on Don't Mash Me. He's still alive, though. What's going to happen here? They're pushing them back. They're pushing them back. They get the kill onto Echo, and now it's the re-engage coming in. The ultimate, the come in there from Zion Spartan. He finds kill after kill after kill. The Atatsu, no, he's going to go down as well. Look at the kills over and over. Another ace, triple kill there as well. Nice fight, GGU.
So much was going to be determined by who was able to get onto Don't Mash Me. I was saying Claykey D is going to be the only one because he has a guaranteed ultimate. No one was able to follow up Claykey. He was way far ahead of the rest of his team, and you can see Mega Zero not able to get Don't Mash Me means Don't Mash Me wasn't even scared. Plenty of shields on their team. They're running all the way down the middle with this at the Nexus turrets.
And there's still 8 seconds left on the revive. This is almost identical to Curse's win right here, and they are just shoving down this turret. Dragon is up, but it doesn't matter. The second turret goes down. The Nexus is going to be falling. I don't see GGU losing this push right here. Heartbeat comes in, but who's going to really care about this one? GGU are going to find a win in this game.
Zion KDA right there, just being saved. Nice fiery exit.